Hello everyone, it is your boy Winster and I'm back at it again with another video. Today we are doing a updated deck profile on Adventure Synchron. There has been many changes to this deck list. Definitely needed to do a redo deck profile, and that's what we're doing today. But before we jump into today's video, please be sure to consider subscribing to the channel. Helps out the channel tremendously. We're ever so close to hitting 1,000 subs on this channel, and it's all thanks to you. So I want to say personally, thank you. And if you already done so, I know that you've turned on the notification bell, right? If you haven't, this is your notification. Turn that motherfucker on. Help you stay up to date with all the content that drops. Be sure to check out all my other social media platforms, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, Discord, very active profiles, so you guys could never stop getting your Winster content. But let's jump right into this deck profile. I'm really excited to showcase what I've been working on. Jumping right into the main deck, guys, I play a total of 46 cards, and trust me, I really tried hard to cut that down to as close as I can to 40, but this is what I come up with. I'm definitely going to go over the ratios as I'm going through the cards. I'll try to do my best to explain why I'm playing certain ratios, but let's jump right into it. Starting off our Synchron engine, I play 2 copies of Jet Synchron. This card is terrible when you hard open it. You want to bring this card out to the field in other ways like Junk Speeder, or you want to bring it out with Synchro Overtake. You never want to hard open it. The best that you can do when you hard open it is normal summon this and Synchro with the token, with the adventure token, and then start going into your Synchro 5 plays. But that's literally best case scenario. And then I play the 1 Assault Synchron. Card is phenomenal. When you hard open it, it kind of sucks. Luckily, there is a way to special summon this card from the hand. The effect when Dragon Synchro tributes itself while this is in the grave and then special summon that, amazing. You're not really going to use that effect very often. It's only for the combo, so I only recommend playing 1 of those. And then I play 2 copies of the new Revolution Synchron. You only ever want to play 2. You can get away with 3, but you don't want to brick up your hand. You play a lot of bricks like Jet and Assault that really don't do much. The only way to get them onto the field, other than, you know, synchro summoning and specific cards like a Synchron Overtake, is normal summoning it. Revolution has a different way, right? You can synchro from the hand, this and Reborn Tengu, go into Shooting Riser. This card is just really good, but you don't want to see multiple copies of it. So that's why you only play 2. I think the better Synchron, in my honest opinion, I play 2 copies of Stardust Synchron. This card is great. It has a phenomenal way to special summon itself. And then on top of that, it's a Searcher for Trail, or Illumination, I guess. But you only ever want to play 2. Playing 3 can be bricky, but luckily I think this is the better one of the Synchron monsters. And then of course I play the 1 Stardust Trail that goes with the Stardust Synchron. I play the MVP Reborn Tengu. I pulled this out at one of my local, and one of my locals was like, I haven't seen this card be played in such a long time. This card is bonkers, guys. You normal summon this, synchro with Revolution Synchron in your hand, level 7, Reborn Tengu chain 1, Shooting Riser chain 2, send a level 1 to make Shooting Riser level 6, special summon this, synchro into 10, right? And then you get Barone, Reborn Tengu effect for the last time, special summon it, activate Rev Synchron in the grave, Synchron to level 5, and you have protection for Junk Speeder, and also that is way before Nibiru. So it's just a fucking broken card, and there's definitely great small world lines that you could get into searching it. And then of course we play the Water Enchantress. We play 3 copies of her. This card is broken in this deck, and it's our main engine to get into the level 4 token. And then of course we play the 1 Wandering Griffin Rider. The only reason we play the adventure token package. So I play 2 copies of Kashtira Fenrir. You know what's the funniest thing? I always forget that Fenrir could search itself. It's just absolutely insane. But this is a great card to use. Revolution Synchron to Synchron to level 10. It's a great way to just apply more pressure to your opponent, and your opponent has to deal with it at some point in time. Definitely a great card. I had a little bit of a issue trying to figure out the best ratio for this card, but concerning that we play other cards to search out this card, and on top of that the ratio can change, but I do feel Like, this is the best package for this. We play the Illusion of Chaos and Magician's Soul package. I play 1-in-1. When you open this card, absolutely insane. And then Magician's Souls being a body level 1, and then on top of it all, that could be also a Small World line. On top of it all, it could be sent off into the grave with Shooting Riser, and then on top of that all, it's a great way just to synchro because you get another body in the field. This package can be increased to 2 copies of Illusion and 2 copies of Magician's Souls. It just depends on how much cards you want to play in your main deck. Now, let's go ahead and go over the hand trap line. I wanted to get some of the best hand traps in the current format and some of the more impactful ones. And considering the format the way it is, I wanted to be able to ones that I'll be able to use. My first hand trap is Ghost Mourner and Moonlight Chill. This card is great. It applies pressure when games are close to time. On top of that all, it could be used under a Rise Heart, and then it's also a Wind level 3. It could be a line to get into other important cards using Small World. I definitely think this is a little bit better than Effect Veiler, considering you can use it at any point in time, anytime something special summon. On top of that, you could also discard this card. And then of course we play 3 copies of the Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. There's not really much to go over. This is one of the better hand traps in my personal opinion. It just stops a lot of decks. And then I think the most impactful, 3 copies of Nibiru. Man, I cannot explain how good this card is in the current format. A lot of decks just special summon like crazy. And this deck is going to put them into their place, or at least stop them before they get to a very pivotal point. Nibiru is great. I think it doesn't have a lot of bad matchups. I think the only bad matchup, in my opinion, is maybe Sprite. But all the other top tier decks, this is good against. Flu is the exception for obvious reason, but Nibiru definitely needs to be played in the main or sideboard in some sort of capacity. And then my last hand trap, I play 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. I know, guys, these are gold rares. I apologize. I don't have any other rarity, but Infinite Impermanence, in my opinion, one of the better hand traps in the format. Dodges Imperm. Could be used at any point in time. You could save it for anything, any floodgate that's going to be problematic. This card just does a lot for the deck, and again, one of the better hand traps. Let's go ahead and get started with the spell cards. I play 3 copies of Tuning. Let me go ahead and explain this ratio, right? I definitely think having whatever Synchron that you need at whatever time when you have this card is definitely a lot better than having multiple copies of those Synchrons in your hand. This ratio is definitely a lot better than having multiple bricks in your deck. And then I play 2 copies of Synchro Overtake. Special Summoning Jet is definitely the way that you want to get the card on the field. No doubt about it. In my mind, I never want to see a game where I have to normal summon Jet. However, normal summoning Jet isn't the most impactful thing in this deck. So I definitely think having Synchro Overtake, that way you could bring the Jet out, is definitely good. But you don't want to see multiple copies, so that's why I'm only playing 2. And on top of that, you're playing 3 tunings. Definitely the right ratio, in my opinion. And I think the absolute MVP in this deck is Small World. You play so many different attributes, you play so many different types, and then in that same notion, you play kind of the same. A lot of machines, a lot of level 4s, level 3s. You definitely have a lot of Small World lines. Nibiru could be used as Small World line. Magician's Soul could be used as Small World line. Effect Veiler, Drolin Lockbird. This card literally gets whatever card you need out of your deck into your hand. Just as long as you know the right play, the right Small World line, you're going to be able to search this. This card is a 3 of in this deck. You need to see this card. It is absolutely insane. And also, it's definitely a great Ash bait as well. Of course, we play the 3 copies of the Rite of Eremacir. There's not really much to explain. This is kind of like the spine of the deck. If the Synchrons are the heart, this is definitely the spine, the backbone to keep it all together. And then we play the 1 Draco back. And then we play 1 Fateful Adventure to go with our Draco back and Fateful Adventure package. And then we play a Water Enchantress. We play 1 Foolish Burial. And then the last card in our main, we play the Stardust Illumination. Stardust Synchron and this card and Trail are absolutely broken cards in this deck. Great ways to get bodies onto the field. Great ways to get more stuff into the grave. Everything activates when you tribute something. It's just insane. Let's get started with our extra deck. We play one Herald of Arclight. The reason that we're even playing this is because we're playing Magician Souls. This could be other things, but because we're playing the Magician Souls and we like that Omni Negate, definitely got to play the Herald of Arclight. We play Junk Speeder, literally the backbone of this deck. You're going to bait your opponent out with all these power spells, with Small World, with Tuning, with Water Enchantress Effect. There's just, with Synchron Overtake, there's just so many baits for Ash Blossom. After all is said and done, get your level 4 and your level 1, play, go into Synchro 5, and then just win the game. Once you get this out, it's kind of GG's, I'm going to be honest. And then we play one TG Hyper Librarian. This card gives you so much advantage just on your own turn in the combo. If you guys want a combo tutorial, it's going to be up somewhere on screen. Just in the combo, you draw like 6 cards. Absolutely insane. We play the Synchron Overtake target, the Jet Warrior. We play the one Excel. This card is also phenomenal. This card is literally any Synchron that you need. Just send it to the grave. It gains or decreases by that level. This card is absolutely insane. And you use this to go into Dissipator, but you definitely need to play that. And then we play one Triage Master. You could also play Stardust Charge Warrior, I think is the name of the card. I have it somewhere, but this is definitely a great 6. I think this card's a little bit better than that card because this can gain multiple effects. It could draw a card, it could pop a card. Usually it's going to be a pop effect, but there's definitely combo lines where you could get the draw 1. But I like having the options versus just not having any option. And then we play Shooting Riser. This, Reborn Tengu and Revolution Synchron into this. Literally full combo. Absolutely insane. And then we play, of course, the one Stardust Excel. This card is absolutely broken in this deck. Pop it, activate its effect, tribute itself, special summon Synchro for level 12 using the level 8 Stardust and Stardust Synchron. And then you're going to go ahead and activate like a Chain Link 20, right? You're going to activate this. You're going to go ahead and activate Assault in the Grave. You're going to activate Trail in the Grave. It's just, this card gives you so much value. And of course, we have to play the Stardust to go with our Excel Stardust. And then we play the one Chaos Angel. This card, phenomenal. Definitely not necessary in my opinion. This could be a couple things. It's going to be that this could also be a level 9 Synchro. I always forget the monster's name, but it's a fish and it draws some cards. You could play that instead. If having a 9 does come up sometimes, but definitely a great card. So we play the Dissipator. We use the Stardust Trail token, which is a dragon, and Excel Synchron. Use those two to synchro into this. We play the one Barone, the best synchro in the game. And then we play, of course, the lock. We play the Calamity. This locks our opponent. I've done this so many times. It is the funniest thing. This is definitely one change that I ended up adding. I ended up adding the Super Heavy Samurai. The only reason I took this out or switch this out is because I don't want to have too many super poly targets. This is completely different from what I would have on the field at the end of the combo. But Lulu Will Lilith, phenomenal card, but I definitely want to remove any advantage that my opponent could have over me. And my last card in the extra deck is we play the one Crimson Dragon. I managed to pull a secret, so I'm not playing super high rarity cards. I personally not the biggest fan of playing super high rarity cards because I don't want to damage them. So the only reason I'm playing the Assault, the Excel Synchron, is because I don't have another copy. I like putting things in my collection. But this card goes into Calamity Lock. Definitely one of the better synchros in recent memory. Okay, let's go ahead and get started on this side deck. I'm going to let you guys know there is some spice in this, and I'll try to explain as much as I can. But let's go ahead and get started. Of course, for the cash matchup, we play the 3 Kurikara. This card is broken. This is great against Pearly. This is definitely great against Kashtira. I do play a small Bestial package. I play one Bestial Baldrake. I play one Druisworm, and then I play one Magnuma. These cards are really in here for the Branded Despia matchup. Definitely the better ones in my honest opinion. Bestial Druisworm is phenomenal and definitely needs to be played when you're playing a small engine. Baldrake, great because you have a lot of light and dark targets that you could use and then banish something. And Magnamut is just a searcher for these two. You don't play any dragons in the deck other than Trail. So you're not really going to use that other effect too often. Of course, you play the classic fucking combo. We play 3 copies of Evenly Matched, of course. And you know what's going to go with our 3 copies of Evenly Matched? We are going to play the 3 copies of Dark Root No More. These are literally best friends for life. This is Yatagarasu, Chaos Emperor Dragon combo all over again. Just kidding. But these cards go great together. Definitely need to play them. Okay, guys, here is the spicy tag I want to go over. I think this card is phenomenal. I think it has so much potential. The problem is I think you have to know the matchup a little bit more. So if you're well versed, then you're going to be able to use this card. I play 3 copies of Spellbound. This card, absolutely insane. Phenomenal versus Cash, right? If you hit them at the right spot, they won't be able to extend, and they won't be able to tribute any of their monsters to be able to go into other monsters. It's just absolutely insane. It's great against Pearly. Again, you have to hit them at the right spot. When they start to extend, this is going to shut that deck down. This card is also great against Link monsters and tributed, so it's good against Flu, it's good against Dragon Link, very popular decks in the current format. Again, you have to be able to know when to use this card, but if you were to use it at the right moment, you're going to be able to punish your opponent severely. Okay, guys, that is going to be it for today's deck profile. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. I put a lot of thought to making this deck. There was definitely a lot of room for improvement from my earlier build. If you guys want to see the earlier build, it's going to be somewhere on screen, but I really feel like I improved it a lot. The one problem with the deck, I don't think it's a beginner deck. You definitely have to know your synchro lines and your combo lines and what every single card does in the deck in order to really optimize it. But once you get that down, this deck is great. It goes into Calamity Lock, it goes into a lot of other things, and definitely sets up some very convincing boards. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the build. Let me know how you guys feel about it, my tech cards. Let me know if there's any other room for improvement. I definitely want to get your guys' feedback. If you guys are using this deck profile, you guys are going to take it to your local, I want to know how you guys did. It's going to be it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for always showing your support. My name is Winston, and you guys have a good rest of your night. Peace out, guys.